you doing today? My name is Shequila Mariah from Black Market Share, and today I'm going to give you 10 tips as to how to reduce your debt. So, starting with number 1 is to assess and accept the damage. Yes, we are in trouble. Yes, we are in debt. Yes, we are drowning and we feel like we can't breathe. But first we have to take a look, take a stop, breathe, take a step back, and understand where we are. Understand that, yes, we may be in debt, but that's not the end of the road. That's not the end of the world. We can always climb out of it. We can always get a little help, do a little research, and do a little work and get right out of that problem. So number 1 is to assess and accept the damage. That means that just because the bill collectors call and you don't answer, or just because they send letters in the mail and we don't open them, that does not mean that the debt is not there, or that the problem does not exist. That's just ignoring the problem. That does not defer it or push it away. It's still going to happen. They're still going to keep calling. The account's still going to go into collections. So stop, breathe, go over everything, and accept that, yes, I am in debt. Step number 1. Step number 2 is to list your lenders. Sit down, grab a sheet of paper right now if you can, and write down everybody who you owe money to. Write down your rent or your mortgage. Write down your Netflix accounts, your light bill, your gas bill. If you owe Jim Bob, if you owe Big Mama some money, write it all down. Write out how much and how long it's going to take you to pay that off. What's the full amount, and how much do they expect you to pay them every month until it's paid off. That's very, very important. You want to list your lenders. You want to know who you owe before you move any forward, so that you can tell how deep into debt, because it actually might not be as bad as you think. So, list your lenders. From that list of lenders, you're going to sit down and grab another sheet of paper and create a budget. At the very, very, very top of this paper, write down your income. How much money you make each and every month. I'm talking from your job, from your alimony, from your child support checks, from your side hustle. Any amount of income, any amount of cash or direct deposit or anything that comes into you on a guaranteed basis every month is considered your income. And you want to make sure that you write that down at the top of the sheet of paper so that you know exactly how much money you're working with. We have to know our boundaries and know our parameters. From there, go back to your list of lenders, break that down as we already have done into a monthly budget, into a monthly amount, and transfer that onto your budget. So we know how much money we make each month. We know how much money we have to spend each month. And I'm talking about this is the money we have to spend each month. We've created our budget. Now that we've created our budget, you want to go on to step number 4, which is to build an emergency fund. It is recommended that for your emergency fund, you have somewhere between 3 to 6 months of income set aside. From our budget on that top line, I've already said for us to write down our income. Take that number at the top line, multiply it times 3. That's how much money you need to have into your savings account. That's how much money you need to have set aside in the case of an emergency. Because let's be honest, y'all, life happens. We don't expect it, we don't anticipate it, we're never ready for it whenever it does, but it does. So you may get sick and have to miss a week worth of work, and now your paycheck has dwindled a little bit and your mortgage is due. Your child might be sick and can't go to daycare, or the daycare might all of a sudden up their fees. Or anything as little as you might pop a tire and you don't really have the $150 or whatever it may cost to replace it. You don't want to swipe your credit card to pay for a tire. Instead, you want to have that emergency fund built up for when little nicks and nacks come into play that you can go ahead and just handle and you can still breathe. You don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul just to make ends meet. So, we have our budget, we know who we owe, we've accepted our damage, and we have our emergency fund set aside. Now we can move forward to step number 5, which is to reduce our monthly spending. I highly recommend that for this step, log on to your bank and print out your monthly bank statements for the past 2 months. Grab a highlighter, whatever color you need, and highlight every swipe, every charge you see on that monthly statement that is not a necessity. Every time you see that you have swiped at McDonald's, or that you swiped at a gas station, or that you've gotten your nails done, or your hair done, or anything like that that is not a necessity, highlight it. So if it's not the rent, if it's not the light bill, if it's not the gas bill, if it's not paying for that child care, or if it's not buying the child shoes when they actually need it, if it's anything outside of those necessities, go ahead and highlight it. Now look at how many times you've swiped. I want you to see all of that yellow on those sheets of paper and just see how many times you've unnecessarily swiped that card for what seemed like little things. Oh, I was thirsty, so I bought a big shot. Or I was thirsty, so I swiped my card for a Coca-Cola. Or, oh, I got hungry, so I stopped at the McDonald's drive-thru. That's all not necessary. If you pack your lunch in the morning, if you do little things like that, that'll stop you from swiping that card so many little times, and it'll actually reduce your monthly spending. There's also another way that you can reduce your monthly spending. Besides just pulling back on how many times you actually swipe your card or charge your card, you also want to make sure that when you do have to swipe that card, you've already reduced the quality of times that you have to do it. As far as you don't actually need the name brand cereal. You can get instead of getting Fruit Loops, get you some loops of fruit or whatever it is, Instead of getting Frosted Flakes, get you some sugar covered flakes. Reduce your spending. You don't need the name brand toilet paper. You don't need the name brand paper towel, the name brand toothpaste. As long as it's accomplishing what you need to accomplish. Buy in bulk. Use coupons. Log on to Groupon for when things have to go on. Get you the gas cards that will take 15 cents off every time you swipe. Do little things that can later on save you money in the long run. Those are all things that count towards reducing your monthly spending. Very, very, very important. Moving on from reducing your monthly spending, we've already realized that we've sat down, we've highlighted how many times we swipe our card. The next thing you want to do is log on or call your bank and remove your overdraft option. Yes, I know for some of us it's a safety net. For some of us, we feel like we may need it, but it is not needed. Reduce your overdraft option. That way, you're not prompted to say, oh, well, I'll just swipe my card, and then your card allows it to go through. I want your card to decline. That means you've hit your limit. That means you're done. The bank is tapping out. That's enough. You can't swipe this card no more. So make sure you remove that overdraft option so that you cannot spend past your limit. It also reduces your overdraft fees. I don't know about you, but my bank charges $35 every time I go past. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not spending $35 for a $5 charge. You've overdrafted your account by $5 or $10. Now you've spent $40 to $45 on a drink or on a Happy Meal. That's not wisdom. That's not smart. That's not reducing your monthly spending. That's debt spiraling. That's climbing even more into this cycle of debt. So remove that overdraft option. Once you remove that overdraft option, and we know that our card is not going to let us go past what we have to go past, you want to carry a limited amount of cash. For me, I'm less likely to break a bigger bill. So if I have a $20 bill, I may not actually spend it because once I break that bill, then it's easier for me to spend $5, $10, or I don't really like rattling change in my pocket. So if I carry a limited amount of cash, if I carry just maybe $20 or $40 on me, I'm less likely to spend it. Or if I do, I know that once this $40 is gone, that's it. I can't go back. I can't reroute. I can't do it again. It's gone. It's over with. And I'm not going to swipe my cards because I have that overdraft option gone. So when I go out somewhere, if I'm going to hang out with friends, if we're going out to eat, bring your cash with you and say, this is my limit. This is all I got. Once I'm out of cash, I'm going to have to let the waitress know I got to wash dishes because this is all I got. Carry a limited amount of cash to limit your amount of spending. From there, now you want to go back into your budget. We've already realized who we have to pay each month, how much we have to pay them. Pay more than the minimum. Don't just pay what's due. If your credit card says $25 a month due, oh, well, that's sweet. I'm going to pay $25 a month on a $1,000 credit card. You know how long that's going to take you to pay off? Those interest rates come around, and the credit card companies make their money off of the interest. They make their money off of the fact that they know that you're only going to pay the minimum. So you're never actually paying down that $1,000. You keep every time you pay $25, each month they take $15 or whatever your APR is. So pay more than the minimum. Go watch my video. I have another video separate on snowballing debt, and it'll tell you how paying more than the minimum, paying towards the principal, can help roll that debt over and pay it off even faster as that snowball grows. So make sure you check out that video. But for now, pay more than the minimum. $25 based off of our budget, I know I can give you maybe $40. I can pay about $15 extra each month. Do that. It'll pay it down even faster and help you climb out of that debt spiral faster than what you actually think you can. After number 8 is number 9. This is the one that nobody wants to do, and that is to allocate windfalls to debt. It's tax time. So when your tax monies come in, when you get $3,000 extra, $4,000 extra, $10,000 for some of us who are blessed, take that debt, take that money, and allocate it towards the debt. Not even with just your tax money. If your job gives out a weekly or a quarterly or a monthly bonus, when your bonus comes in, that's what it is. It's bonus money. It's not already factored into your budget. Take that money and allocate it to your lenders. Okay, my job gave me a $1,000 bonus this semester. So what I'm going to do is, rather than go and blow it on Nikes and Jordans and clothes and getting my hair done and my nails done, I owe Big Mama $500. I owe Cox Communication $500. I can have 2 lenders off of my back right now. I can have 2 people paid for. settle, shake their hand, give them the money, and go. I can breathe a little bit better because I took that extra, because that's what it is. It's bonus money. It's extra money. And I've handled my business with it. I've done exactly what I'm supposed to do as an adult. And I've managed my finances and handled my business. So allocate your windfalls to debt, as painful as it may be. From there, you want to, last step is to increase your income. As you increase your income, ask for a raise on your job, which means you may have to work a little harder or a little better, but ask for an increase on your job. Also, get a side hustle. Start that side business that you wanted to do. You know, maybe go Uber on the weekends or on your days off or whatever it is that you can do. Any little thing that'll bring in more money. Have a yard sale or a garage sale. If you realize, oh, I have a whole bunch of junk that I don't use. Oh, when's the last time I wore this sweater? I could sell it. Or whatever the case might be. Any little thing that you can do to help increase your income. Because what you're going to do is, off that budget, we already know what we owe. We want to increase the amount while still staying within our means. Still live within your means and increase your amount, because that'll help you take that difference and pay down your debt faster. And then once your debt is paid off faster, then you'll be able to build a bigger emergency fund. And then after that, now I'll actually have money set aside to live a great life, to invest, to buy a car, to buy a home, to start a college fund for my kids. So once you increase your income and live within your means and reduce your debt, you can breathe again. So just because you're in trouble now does not mean the end of the road. It's not the end of the rope. You're not going to die. You're not going to fall. You just have to get back up again if you do. And these are 10 easy steps that can help you. They're quick, they're easy. Sit down, just put the work in. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it can't be done. Just sit down, do the work, have your 10 steps, and climb out of debt. Step by step. If you have any more questions, you can email me directly at shequilamariah@gmail.com. Also, be sure to check out shequilamariah.com and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Shequila Mariah. This is Black Market Share. Thank you and have a great day.